Hello, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel, and for today's video we'll be looking at Skylords Reborn, and I'll be playing the treasure fleet on expert difficulty by using a speedrun method. So what I think about this speedrun method is that it's easier than the normal runs because firstly you don't have to defend the wagon for a very long time, the gold wagon, and usually for this game even if you succeed in saving all the 4 gold wagons, you probably have to spend about 28 minutes. But for this speed round, you'll spend about half the time at only about 15 minutes. If you're quick, you can do it in 14 minutes. And why it's also easier is because you'll be transporting 2 at a time. Basically, you're only encountering an easier Twilight Force because you're not dragging the game longer and having the stronger Twilight waves to attack your base. So for this speedrun game, you won't really have to build any base defenses. You just have to push with the wagon and also manage your power really well. So this is my deck, and without further ado, let's take a look at my speedrun. So for this speedrun, we'll have to destroy 1 gold wagon. As you have seen in one of my old videos, my speedrun uses the Amazon to capture the Twilight Horror over here. I have a tunnel to transport the Twilight Horror back to destroy this wagon. However, instead of the Amazon strategy that doesn't work now, we'll be using the Twilight Curse strategy, which is that the Twilight Curse is able to change a unit into a Twilight Bug. So we'll be taking advantage of that spell that will help us sort of like destroy the gold wagon by turning it into a Twilight Bug. So firstly, you kind of missed the first thing out is to summon some Wind Reavers up and then get over here to get your second orb straight because you need 2 orbs to cast the Twilight Curse. What you can also do is to have at least 2 Wind Reavers because it's not a hurry to get up the monument. And the issue with getting up the monument is that you attract this group of Twilight units to attack your orb. So of course we should speed things up, just get rid of this Twilight Infestation base to prevent more units from spawning. And yep, as you can see, my Weavers died because it has the spawning dazed effect. Because I spawned the Weavers that is not beside an orb or a power well, it only spawns at 50% health and gets killed by the Twilight Archers. So totally recommend you in the beginning to summon at least 2 Weavers so that you can take down the Twilight units easily. And once done, heal up your Weavers, and of course when you got 100 power you can use your Twilight Curse, and it will think that the gold wagon is lost, so the objective will automatically start moving its next gold wagon in a minute's time, and the gold wagon turn into a Twilight Bug. So once that is done, have your Weavers attack this area so that you're able to collect power wells. The beginning is quite straightforward, you just have to push with your Weavers and collect the power well. So what I have over here is that I have my rocket tower, and why rocket tower out of the many different buildings that you could possibly have for a Fire Nature deck is because for the rocket tower, the plus thing about this is that it's able to attack air and ground units, so both units able to attack. And the second thing that I really want is knockback. So this rocket tower shoots a maximum of 4 rockets, and also when the rocket hits the enemy units, if it's small or medium, it will knock back it. And all of the units that will be attacking, all the Twilight units that's attacking this base are small and medium, so it's very useful to have a tower that can knock back enemy units. And yeah, we were rescuing 2 gold wagons at a time. So the more Wind Reavers you have, the better the chances of pushing is. So make sure to have at least minimum 5 and above Wind Reavers. It will help you push through the gold wagon a lot easily. Twilight Bug. And when you have enough power, summon a second rocket tower, because later in the game there'll be more Twilight units that will be attacking, and there are those like Twilight Crawlers, and it's a lot more difficult to kill the Twilight Crawlers because it only takes 50% less damage from ranged attacks. A lot of like Twilight units attacking Twilight Crawlers, you need 2 rocket towers to fully knock back every single Twilight unit that it kind of like encounters. Once you have 2 rocket towers at your base, you don't really have to worry about defending your base and just have to look at it occasionally to repair your rocket towers. So as you can see, I got 5 Wind Reavers, and the first obstacle is over here, the Wheel Zapper. And what I have is to have the mind to quickly just destroy Twilight units, and I have Suppression, and after a while some Twilight Crawlers also come, so I have another mind to get rid of these small units. So you want to really quickly get rid of the wind zapper and also prevent it from paralyzing your unit. So just have suppression continuously be applied on the building. And this is what I meant with the Twilight Crawlers. Only takes a certain percentage from ranged attacks. And over here I have one Fire Stalker, and the main point of this Fire Stalker is honestly to have the Unstable Ember ability so that you get long range attack to, and also siege. Plus the Fire Stalker is a swift unit, so I really need swift to have suppression, ground presence, to have suppression on the Twilight Bombard. And afterwards, Ensnaring Roots, but forgot to cast my ability on the Fire Stalker, so it just dies. So the main reason why you want Fire Stalker is to attack the Twilight Bombard. And of course, the reason why I tell you that you need at least 5 to 6 Wind Bursts is that the base here is quite strong, the Twilight Devastators quite tanky too. As you can see, my base totally holding up well with 2 rocket towers. And yeah, it's a very easy win for this because suppression just takes up 40 power, not a lot of power, and you don't really need a lot of strong units to take down the base. You just need a lot of these like CC spells that help you to make sure that the enemy units are not attacking you with their full force. And once done, make sure to clear your power wells because it's important for you to build up power and defend the next 2 gold wagons with tier 3 units. So once you kind of like rescue the gold wagon, you can get rid of some wind rivers, you don't really need so many, and build 1 rocket tower, very helpful tower once again to knock back units. And honestly, I think 2 wind rivers is good enough, but you can have 3 if you want to be safe. Now I'm just waiting for more power to get my tier 3 units and push with my tier 3 units. So yeah, I've got my Fire Orb, and what I'll be using would be Magma Hurlers. Very good cards. People underestimate the value of this Magma Hurler, a very good fire tier 3 card. They deal massive amount of damage, really good amount of damage, very valuable, and it's quite a worth unit because they only cost 100 power. So 100 power with pretty decent stats. So Magma Hurlers are the way to go. Attack, air and ground units. So very versatile, very good units.
Your forces are under attack.
Also make sure that the gold wagon at the back is being defended because Twilight units will come and attack the wagon at the back. So make sure to not push too far in front because you have to get back to defend your gold wagon. Like what I'm doing now, I have to track back and kill off enemies from the back. Which is why at the beginning it's very important for you to time when you do the Twilight Curse so that the gold wagons are very close together and not so far apart. So what you want to achieve is 2 gold wagons not very far apart. And this is quite a big base, so I have to cast CC spells to prevent more damage taken from my gold wagon. Yeah, but the Magma Hurlers are very reliable units, and I got Thunderstorm, which also deals pretty decent damage too to the Twilight units. As you can see, I didn't really build any defenses apart from the 3rd monument base. As you can see, tier 3 units attacking all these little small units. Pretty simple, not much of a difficulty there. Which is why I think even though people would view Speedrun as a much more difficult option, but for the treasure fleet, the Speedrun option is actually easier than the normal defending long run version. Yep, as you can see, I'm kind of done. I have a lot of power. Didn't really need to summon a lot of units to defend my gold wagon. So yep, this is how I complete the treasure fleet on expert difficulty. the speedrun version. So if you enjoy my video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again real soon for the next video.
The last wagon is through. Good work.